All right, SOFI update here on the 11th. So we are pulling back, pretty much expected. Talked about it in the last video. We're probably going to pull back here soon. Pull back, the whole market pulled back pretty much. Again, we cannot break into 1842. If that happens, then this is no longer a fourth wave. At that point, this becomes a wave 2. And then you're just looking at this as 5 waves, and we're in a wave 2. You can't have a diagonal in the third wave, which means the fourth wave cannot go into the first wave. So we're cutting it pretty close already here at 1920. And so we need that pretty much to hold. If we break below that, we're at risk. So we did hit the 1.61 fib, talked about that in the last video, for this being an ABC move right here. And we got the bounce up here to 22 bucks. We're pulling back. One thing to point out, we had the lowest RSI in the history of the company. I talked about this in a couple videos ago. Look at that. Down here, 23. But before that, it had not been below 28. So I think it's pretty foolish if you want to be scared here or you're worried about it breaking the low. Even if it breaks this low, I'm still buying down here. Because at that point, you're probably going to be setting up bullish divergence right here. You're probably setting up bullish divergence anyway. And then you're back oversold again. So it's kind of dumb to even worry about it breaking this low. You can just buy more at cheaper price, 17, 18, 19 bucks. But what would that do? That would break the potential move up to 35 bucks right away. Because at that point, we're making a lower low. And you can't start a 5-wave move if you break the start of the first wave. If that were to happen, let's say we do break this low, I'd probably be looking for something like this. I think we'd still go up. It would just be an expanded flat up here. We could still hit between 24 and 27 bucks. But the problem with that is we would be making a potential B wave at that point. So you could be looking at something like this. And then we go up from there. So 1920 is a pivotal spot to hold. I was looking at the regular chart as well. Has a little bit different spot for the 1.61 fib. It's down here at 1781, and of course that would break into this area right here. So if this were to come down here to 1781, it's going to be a second wave, but we could just go straight up from there because that would finish off this ABC move here at 1781. Maybe it creates bullish divergence as well. That could be a wave 2, and we go up for wave 3. So the scenarios are we hold 1920 on this pullback. Let's go down to the 15-minute time frame. We hold this right here, and we've already bottomed. This is a second wave. We shoot up here. It could play out a lot of different ways. It would probably end up going something like this. We'd probably pull back, and then we'd shoot up for 5 waves up to 35 to 40 bucks. Second scenario is we don't hold 1920. I actually don't really like this off the highs. I don't really like this price action. So 1, 2, it looks like an impulse to me, to be honest. You got this choppiness right here. So it really needs to come up tomorrow, break above 21 bucks to make me feel a little bit better. If we just drop at the open, that's not very good. So I want to see a move higher at the open tomorrow. If we just drop right here, it doesn't really look like an ABC move to me. So second scenario is we come down here. In that scenario, you want to be buying big down in here because we're going to be creating bullish divergence. And we're probably still going to come back up here to 24 to 27 bucks. In that scenario, we'd have to see if this is an impulse or not, or how this looks. If it's an impulse, And let's say we come down here to that 1790 level, which is the regular chart, 1.61 fib, then that could be the bottom too. That could be the bottom of wave 2, and we start going up. I don't think that there's that much downside left. Look at the standard deviations. We're at -3 standard deviations on the daily. The weekly, we are at the bottom of these standard deviations again, pretty much. You can see down here we went a little bit lower during the April crash. So that's why I'm saying it is possible that we go like this, something like that, and then we go up. I'm throwing that out there. But RSI too, on the weekly, well, on the 20 RSI, it actually hasn't broken below here. On the 14, it has. So as long as we hold, if this breaks below this and we hold $8, that's bullish overall in my opinion, because RSI came lower, price was not able to make it down here, and we're at the bottom of the standard deviations. So to break it all down, basically there's a lot of different scenarios that could play out depending on the overall market. I'm bullish from here. If we do make a lower low, we'll have to see if it hits that regular chart 1.61 fib. We'll have to see if it ends up being a B wave and we get one more move down. If we hold 1920 and we just go up, then we know that we're already in that 5th wave higher, and we're probably going to go up here to like 35 to 40 bucks. So still, nothing has really been decided yet. There isn't really anything definitive that tells me exactly what's going to happen. But the overall, everything overall put together, it's bullish from here. So again, if you make a lower low here, you want to be buying 17, 18, 19. You want to heavily buy. Heavily buy. We were just at $29 a month ago, and you're not going to be buying at 17, 18, 19. That would just be stupid. So heavily buy here, 100%. If you make a lower low, that should make you feel a little bit better. You're buying at a great price point. And then what's even better is if we don't go down there, we're probably going to be going up. So it's a win-win either way where we're at in the chart. And the risk to the downside is very minimal. And so you shouldn't really have any fear to the downside. There shouldn't be any fear to the downside because we're going to be going up here soon. And also on the overall market, I think that SPY could have a little bit more downside, but I think that it's more than likely that we're going to see way higher than 700 here soon. So that also means that this is very likely too. So those are the scenarios. We'll see which one plays out. I don't know for sure right now, but we should be able to find out. I would say by the end of February, we'll probably know exactly, more confidently what's going to happen. And that's all I got to say right now. So leave me a comment. Tell me what you think is going to happen in the comments, actually. Let me know if you have an Elliot Wave count. You can give me that, whatever. Just tell me what you think is going to happen, and I'll probably respond to you with my take. And that's all I got for right now. Please like, subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon.